Good afternoon, everyone. Today, my topic is regarding imaging features of COVID infection. So, we'll deal with the basic investigation, that is chest X-ray. As we do, chest X-ray is the most common investigation that is done on day-to-day basis. So, why chest X-ray? Though it is less sensitive. So, there are certain points like due to its cost, it's low cost, less radiation exposure, immense challenge for infection control in the CT suite, and CT decontamination required after scanning COVID-19 patients may disrupt radiological service availability and suggest that portable chest X-ray may consider to minimize the risk of cross-infection. It is also useful in follow-up of the diseases. Depletion of finite resources, especially PPE due to excessive usage. Certain salient points. The most common chest X-ray features include consolidation and ground glass opacities with bilateral, peripheral, and lower lung zone distribution. Lung involvement increase over the course of illness. The peak in severity is around 10 to 12 days after the symptom onset. Wong et al., a retrospective study done in around 64 patients, showed the following radiological characteristics. So you can see the number of normal baseline chest X-rays, around 20, that is 31%. Number of abnormal baseline chest X-rays in 44 patients, more than 69%. And number of patients with normal baseline X-rays within 7 patients. So type of parenchymal opacity at baseline is consolidation and GGS. So around more than 50% of the patients had consolidation. Distribution at baseline chest X-ray, peripherally predominant, it's been more than 50%. And bilateral lung involvement is more than 60%. And lower zone predominant, that is in more than 32%. And certain other atypical features like pleural effusion are also seen. So coming to case scenario, most commonly, there was an elderly gentleman who had COVID symptoms present to casualty. Chest X-ray was taken. So if you carefully look, there is a right lower zone haziness. So when CT was done, it was picked up more clearly. Case scenario 2, this is an 73-year-old elderly female who presented to casualty with COVID symptoms. Initially, she didn't have any breathlessness. So 3 days back before this X-ray, her X-ray was normal and she was sent back. And now she has presented with breathlessness and hypoxia. So on admission, X-ray is showing bilateral patchy opacities and more of a consolidation. So soon after, patient was admitted and ventilated, and 4 hours later, again you can see the A-space opacities, more of mid and lower zone predominance. So over the next 24 hours and 48 hours, slowly the A-space opacities increased and spread throughout the lung zones. And unfortunately, after 3 days, patient expired. So coming to the chest CT COVID infection features, first we'll deal with the basic common terminologies used from most common to least common. So ground glass opacities. Ground glass opacities pattern is the most common finding in COVID-19 infection. In late phase, usually it's multifocal, bilateral, and peripheral. But in early phase of the disease, the GGO may present as unifocal lesion. So most commonly located in the inferior lobe of the right lung. Source taken from American Journal of Radiology. So next is crazy paving pattern. It's another thickened interlobular and interlobular lines in combination with GGO pattern, basically seen in somewhat later stages. So images clearly shown that crazy paving pattern. Another finding, vascular dilatation. Here, image shows a clear vascular dilatation within the GGO opacities. Traction bronchiectasis. Another common finding is the evidence of traction bronchiectasis as shown in the image. Subpleural bands and architectural distortion. The last 3 findings, the subpleural band, architectural distortion, traction bronchiectasis, and vascular dilatation, and crazy paving pattern, is most commonly seen in the later stage of the disease. So coming to the CT patterns in COVID-19 patients, there was a systematic review done in 919 patients. So the conclusion was that most of them had GGOs, that is 88%, and bilaterally involved, posteriorly distributed, and multilobar involvement. And peripheral distribution and consolidation was seen in around 32% of the patients. CT changes over time. There are several articles which were taken, and they finally concluded that they have divided into stages, that is, depending on the number of days of COVID infection. So, early stage 0 to 4 days, CT changes included only ground glass opacities, partial crazy paving pattern, most commonly involving lower number of involvements or less number of lobes are involved. Progressive stage, that is 5 to 8 days, progressive extension of GGO, increased crazy paving pattern. In the peak stage, that is seen in 10 to 13 days, where the consolidation was seen. In absorption stage, more than 14 days, there was a gradual resolution of the imaging features, opacities. Atypical CT findings. These findings, only seen in small minority of the patient, should raise the concern for superadded bacterial infection or other diagnosis. Mediastinal adenopathy, pleural effusions, tiny pulmonary nodules, train bird, pneumothorax, cavitations should raise the concern of superadded bacterial pneumonia or other diagnosis. So coming to the case scenarios, there is a 59-year-old female, history of fever, cough since 5 days, SpO2 89% room air, and tachypnea, that is a respiratory of 30 per minute. The CT imaging showing the widespread GGOs, bilateral and multilobar involvement. There is no consolidation or architectural distribution. So this was reported as early phase COVID-19 infection. Case 2, a 49-year-old male with fever, cough, and low saturation. The image showed bilateral GGO, which is more pronounced, bilateral multilobar involvement. And as you clearly see, there is a fibrotic band. The arrow is pointing towards it. And in a circle, there is, can make out the dilated vessels. So based on these CT findings, COVID-19 infection was assumed to be highly likely in a late phase. Case scenario 3, again, patient with COVID symptoms, bilateral subpleural GGOs, consolidation in the right lower lobe with traction bronchiectasis, and there are fibrous bands. Based on this finding, again, this is a case of late phase. So Fleischner Society consensus statement published in 7th April 2020 has shown that imaging is not indicated in patients with suspected COVID-19 and mild clinical features unless they are at risk for disease progression. Imaging is indicated in a patient with COVID-19 and worsening respiratory status. In a resource-constrained environment, imaging is indicated for medical trials of patients with suspected COVID-19 who present with moderate severe clinical features and a high test probability of disease. The Radiological Society of North America consensus endorsed by the Society of Thoracic Radiology and American College of Radiology. So classified the patterns of COVID-19. So typical appearance, it involves peripheral bilateral GGO plus or minus consolidation or visible intralobular lines, that is crazy paving pattern. Multifocal GGO of rounded morphology or with or without consolidation or visible intralobular line. So reverse halo sign or other findings of organizing pneumonia. So in indeterminate appearance, there is absence of typical CT findings and the presence of multifocal, diffuse, very hilar or unilateral GGOs with or without consolidation, lacking a specific distribution and are non-rounded or non-peripheral. Few very small GGO with non-rounded or non-peripheral distribution also is a feature of indeterminate appearance. Atypical appearance includes like isolated lobar or segmental consolidation without GGO, discrete small nodules, lung cavitation, smoother interlobular septal thickening with pleural effusion. So last is negative for pneumonia, that is no CT features to suggest pneumonia, in particular absent GGOs and consolidation. A bit about pediatric CT features. Details of much larger cohort of 171 children with confirmed COVID-19 and evaluated in a hospital setting was published as a letter in New England Journal of Medicine. So it says GGOs were seen in 1/3 of the total patients or children, whereas almost 16% of the children had no imaging features of pneumonia. In small study of 5 children, only 3 children had abnormalities. The main abnormality was bilateral patchy GGOs, similar to the appearances in adults, but less florid. And in all 3 cases, opacity is resolved as the clinically recovered. So last slide around ultrasound chest features. So initial work on patients in China suggests that a lung ultrasound may be useful in evaluation of critically ill COVID-19 patients. And they sorted out few points. One is a multiple B lines that is ranging from focal to diffuse with spade areas representing thickened subpleural interlobular septa, irregular thickened pleural line with scattered discontinuities. Subpleural consolidation can be associated with discrete local pleural effusion or relatively avascular with colorful Doppler interrogation. Pneumonic consolidation typically associated with preservation of flow or hyperemia. Alveolar consolidation, tissue-like appearance with dynamic and static air bronchogram associated with severe and progressive disease. Lastly, the restitution of aeration during recovery, that is reappearance of bilateral A lines. Thank you.